Olive oil production can lay claim to being Spain's oldest industry, with the Romans having first exported the olives of Andalucía more than 2,000 years ago. Spain has long produced more of this key ingredient of the Mediterranean kitchen than any other country in the world, last year making more than 4 times the amount of Italy, its next nearest rival.
The traditional system is a hydraulic press. You use the stones for squeezing or crushing the olives, and then you put the paste on the mats.
Yet the olive farmers of Andalucía, the heart of Spain's oil industry, have for several years been struggling with losses after the price of olive oil crashed to its lowest level in a decade.
You use also the stones for obtaining the paste, and then you put the paste inside this hollow tube for obtaining a very special oil, dropping just by gravity.
A combination of money flowing into the olive sector during Spain's property bubble, new mechanized production, and a domestic consumer market tightly controlled by low-cost supermarkets has seen the average price of Spanish olive oil per ton almost halve since 2005. At the same time in Andalucía, a region suffering from over 30% unemployment following the collapse of Spain's construction bubble, many must now return from the building sites they once worked on to the olive fields. But the jobs they are looking for are not always there.
Hasta hace unos años, hasta los años 90, 95, las personas de España, los nacionales, estaban recogiendo la aceituna, haciendo las labores del campo. Cuando se produjo el boom inmobiliario, muchísima gente de los pueblos, de las zonas de olivares, acudieron a las ciudades a la construcción de nuevos edificios. Ha ocurrido ahora el efecto contrario. En los últimos años, con la crisis, el boom inmobiliario ha decaído y esas personas que estaban trabajando en el sector de la construcción han vuelto al olivar, han vuelto al pueblo.
Driving this crash in olive oil prices has been a large glut in supply, which has seen the total annual amount produced in Spain double over the last 7 years. After decades of the industry chugging along using traditional cultivation techniques, with olives being picked by hand in fields, the adoption of mechanized production has allowed farmers to produce greater quantities of oil than ever before. Here in Córdoba, we see the collision between the past and the present of Spain's olive oil industry. For hundreds of years, Spaniards used older style trees like this to cultivate olives by hand. Now, new mechanized production techniques used on the fields behind me have helped contribute to a glut of supply hitting the market in recent years. At the same time, structural issues in the market have further depressed the prices at which farmers can sell their product for, both at home and abroad. Within Spain, the distribution and sale of olive oil is tightly controlled by the country's large supermarkets, which often sell the product at as low a price as possible to lure in consumers into their shops to buy higher margin items.
Las familias, las miles de familias españolas que lo están cultivando, por lo menos no tengan pérdida y puedan conseguir una renta digna y necesaria para proseguir con el cultivo, porque si no nos podemos enfrentar en otro escenario, si eso no ocurre, a un abandono masivo de ciertas zonas de olivar, sobre todo las de más pendientes y donde los costes son mayores.
Outside of Spain, exports of olive oil have often taken the form of bulk sales of white label product, which is then repackaged and rebranded by foreign manufacturers and sold on again at a higher price. 2,000 years ago, the Romans used to take olive oil from here in Córdoba right into the heart of their empire. Now, long after the Romans are gone, the same trade still takes place, with thousands of tons of Spanish olive oil being taken to Italy each year, repackaged and sold into the international market. The Spanish olive oil sector is hoping that now it can actually build its own olive oil into a brand recognized around the world in its own right. Increasingly, the olive farmers of Andalucía are looking beyond the Spanish domestic market and towards selling their product outside of Spain as a luxury item. The Luque olive oil factory near Córdoba, owned by the Luque family for several generations, concentrates solely on selling luxury, high-quality olive oil to foreign distributors.
It's very difficult because there are a very low quantity of buyers that can move the product in the markets. So maybe our best way for solve the situation is going outside. We need to maintain a level of price for the future of the crop here in Andalucía and in Spain.
After very dry weather in 2011, farmers now expect production to fall sharply for the first time in years. Prices are likely to rise again, providing some short-term relief. But unless Spain's olive oil sector finds a solution to its structural problems, an industry that has been here for thousands of years will continue to struggle.